Let us discuss the next question now. This question is from 2017. Right to vote and to be elected in India is a fundamental right, a natural right, a constitutional right, a legal right. Now, what is a fundamental right? All those rights which are mentioned in the part 3 of the constitution relating to fundamental rights, those are the fundamental rights. Nowhere there we have a right to vote. So this is incorrect. Natural rights are those rights which we human beings get just because we are born as human beings. So they stem from the nature. Such rights are natural rights. So the right to live a good life, right to breathe, right to have privacy, all these kinds of rights are natural rights. Eventually some of them are included in the fundamental rights, so they become fundamental rights. But natural rights is a very broad term. Then right to vote is also a natural right. It's not a natural right because, say, even if a person who is living in jungle, there is no civil society there. There won't be any government, any elections, but still a person living in jungle also has some natural rights. He may not have the right to vote because there is no government, there is no democracy there. But still they have some basic natural rights which are given by the nature to that person. Just because he is living as a person, as a human being, he has some certain rights which stem from the nature. So right to vote is not a natural right, but natural rights are very broad term because they are all encompassing in nature. So this is also incorrect. Now, right to vote is mentioned in the constitution. The constitution gives universal adult suffrage where every person who is more than 18 years of age, he can vote. And it is also a legal right because the person gets right to vote from the Representation of People Act also. But if there is a conflict between the constitutional right and the legal right, you will choose the constitutional right as the option here because ultimately the universal adult suffrage, it stems from the constitution, and to give powers to the provisions in the constitution, we make different laws, and one such law is the Representation of People Act. So if you don't have constitutional right, then in that case you can choose a legal right as the correct answer. But if you have constitutional right and legal right in the same options, then choosing constitutional right will be a better option because we have to choose the best answer. So the best answer will be constitutional right. Now let us look at the in-depth explanation. The right to vote, like I said, is given both by the Constitution and by the Representation of People Act. The universal adult suffrage, it is mentioned in Article 326. So every person who is more than 18 years of age, he has the right to vote. Also, the section 62 of the Representation of People Act of 1951, they says that the right to vote is available to every person on the electoral roll of the particular constituency. So whosoever name is mentioned on the electoral roll of a particular constituency, he has a right to vote in that particular constituency. So this is a legal right, this is a constitutional right here, but constitutional right is a more appropriate answer than the legal right. And earlier in the original constitution, we didn't have 18 years as the age. We had 21 years as the minimum age for voting. But later on, through the 61st Constitutional Amendment Act, we reduced the voting age from 21 years to 18 years. Coming back to the question, right to vote and to be elected in India is a constitutional right.